Hello, yoga friends. Welcome back to our Yin Yoga series for our meridians. And even if this is the first video that you start with, that's just perfectly fine too. And this Yin Yoga session will be dedicated to activate and to bring awareness to our stomach meridian that runs in a downward flow from the front of the head, loops around neck, arm, shoulder, and the front of the body, and through the thighs, knees, and down to the top of the foot. And it runs in a downward flow, and it works in a pair together with the spleen meridian that we did the other day in the other video that goes from the foot and up in a yin flow. So we're going to do a couple of thigh openers, some chest openers, and put some pressure on the thighs, put some pressure onto the front of the chest, and some nice big opening. So let's take a comfortable seat and just let the breath come and go in a nice, easeful way, softening all of the layers. And always remembering that in Yin Yoga, we stay as passive as we can throughout the poses, keeping to a very comfortable edge where magic happens to the deeper layers of our fascia, connective tissues, tendons, and meridians. Let's start with Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing. And we'll start with the upward breathing flow on the left side today. And we'll take the right hand and take the ring finger and pinky out to the side. And we'll take the thumb out to the side as well. And we'll take the two fingers on the left nostril on the top and the right thumb on the right side of the nose, of the whole nose really. So we'll just take a nice comfortable seat right here. Inhale through both nostrils. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Blocking off the right nostril and inhaling through the left. Inhale. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block the right. Exhale through the left. All the way out. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. One more round. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale through both nostrils. And take 3 nice deep breaths together. Letting the breath flow evenly through each side of the body, the right side, the left side, the left side, the right side, the solar side, the lunar side. And just making sure that we have reached all the layers with the breath, with the prana, waking up the sides. And then from here, we're going to start in an upward facing child's pose. So we're going to lay onto our back and come all the way down. Bring the knees into the chest and get our sacrum to the floor and bring the knees in, and we're just getting a nice pressure, a nice plugging in of the femurs, and we wrap the arms around and find the hands and enjoy the flexion of the femurs in towards the hip socket, and knowing that it will give the stomach meridian a nice awareness, a nice massage, a nice pressure. Letting the breath come and go as it likes. Softening. Easy to stay passive in a supine pose by just kind of letting gravity help us out. Breathing. We have about another 10 breaths here where we just let everything soften. The hips relax. The lower back releases. There's a nice pressure from the legs onto the torso, on towards the front of the body. Another 3 breaths here. And slowly open the eyes and release your upward facing child's pose or knee to chest pose. And just knowing that having that pressure onto the thighs and onto the hips, we pulsate that layers of the stomach meridian for the front of the thigh. We're going to turn ourselves to the front and come into puppy pose, which is shoulder opening, chest opening. Take the arms forward, take your knees and your hips stacked above and below each other, and you might have a block or something soft for your head. And maybe that feels comfortable, and something softer usually feels a little bit better, or putting a blanket over your block. You might also take your forehead all the way down towards the floor and feeling a nice big elongation for the whole front side of the body in this puppy pose, with your forehead to the floor. And for now, I'm kind of stretching my arms, which is not very passive, just to kind of find a good place to be. Once it starts to feel comfortable, you can relax your forearms down, or you can hold your elbows off the floor. And letting the chest open, letting the chest, the spaces between the ribs, in towards the belly, in towards the shoulders. Just have a nice big elongation in a nice passive form, with the breath helping us guide the energy, the chi, through the stomach meridian. Breathing nice and deep through the nose, through the mouth, whatever feels like a nice relaxing place for you to breathe. Staying within our comfort zone. Staying for another 5 breaths here. Another nice deep breath. And slowly make your way out of your puppy pose. And we're going to come into a thigh stretch dragon variation. Right foot steps forward and the left knee stays down. The left hand comes out to the side, and we can stay right here. You can come to your forearms, and you could also from here take your right hand and find your left foot and come into a dragon twisted thigh stretch, knowing that we are finding the deeper layers where the stomach meridian runs in between our fascia, connective tissue, and tendons. You can have your head up. You can also just simply relax your neck down. Let your hand and your foot have a nice place to be where it's within your very comfortable zone. So in Yin Yoga, it's between 3, 4 on a scale from 0 to 10. This can feel pretty intense, so we take the breath, move it through, we back off if we need to, we put the foot down if we need to. We'll have about another 10 breaths here. Enjoying this thigh opening, magical pose that brings health to the deeper layers. Another 3 breaths. And slowly release your hand and your foot and switch sides. Left foot steps forward, right toes flattens out, and we can stay right here for a moment and check and see how it feels in the layers. Take the right hand slightly out, and maybe you stay with your hands right here. This is definitely a perfectly enough thigh stretch. If you are able and wanted to get your chest involved with it, then take your right foot with your left hand and let your hand and your foot just simply relax into each other and lean forward in the hips, staying within your comfortable zone of like a 3 to 4 on a scale up to 10. Getting a shoulder opening feeling as well as a pretty deep quad stretch. And we'll stay for another 10 breaths here. Letting the hips be heavy, but by all means do put your right foot down if it feels like it's too intense, then we definitely step straight out of it. 3 more breaths. And gently make your way out of it and step it all the way back. And from here we're going to come into our pigeon pose or swan pose. 2 names for a very comfortable and yummy pose. We can come to down dog in between if you wanted to pedal out in towards your legs. I certainly do need to, usually in between and before I come into pigeon. Take your right foot, leg forward, take your right knee out to the side, put anything like a blanket or a pillow or something underneath your right hip femur to support you in your swan pose. You can flatten out your left toes. You can fix and tricks around so you feel comfortable, and kind of checking that you are on the front of the left thigh so we get that deepening in the targeting the layers of the stomach meridian. Taking your arms out to the side or hugging a pillow. Taking your head to the side for a neck stretch as well in your pigeon pose. You can make your hands underneath your head for comfort. You can prop yourself with blankets and pillows and making it comfortable for you. Stay for about another 15 breaths. Relaxing into the layers, feeling some new pathways being opened up, breathing, helping it to open up. We have about 5 more breaths here. And gently making your way up. Switching to the second side, whether you come up onto all fours or if you come to down dog in between, take what works the best for you. Maybe right here and stretching the right leg back, getting some blood flow through that whole thigh, hip flexor, quad area, the deeper layers, all the tissues that connects upper and lower body. Come into your left side pigeon pose and prop yourself up with comfortable pillows or blankets if needed. If your mat feels too hard on the floor or what you're on, make yourself come into your neck stretch. So turn your head the opposite direction where you were earlier. I like to put my hands under the pillows. Coming into that side of the neck up towards the eye. Checking so that your right thigh is flat down. We have about 10 more breaths, enjoying our swan pose. We'll take another 3 breaths here. And gently making your way up to all fours or take the down dog. I'm going to stretch the left leg back and let the knee and the ankle align, moving it a little bit back and forth this way and that way. And then we're going to come onto our back again with a block or a steady pillow, really firm pillow, or like a book, a thick book. And taking your block underneath your sacrum from the lowest level and finding the triangle bony part at the base of your spine, and that's where we want to keep the block on in a nice supportive way, and the hips are raised, and we're going to come into knee to chest pose, kind of like in the beginning where we had both knees into the chest. This is a little bit different and definitely sometimes more intense, so see what works for you. You might decide to do this with no block. You don't have to have the block. You can also lay flat onto the back and take the knee to the chest and go and find your edge on this pose where it is for you, from like a level 3 to 4 where it feels comfortable, where you can hang out for your 20 breaths and get the benefits of just being still and bypassing all the muscles in the stretch and letting them go straight in towards the connective tissue and the fascia, and get a full body elongation on the left side for our stomach meridian, for that downward flow. And I like to put my hands sometimes a little bit lower down on the shin to make sure my leg doesn't just kind of go out to the side and disappears from the pose. We'll keep it in by either having a strap or having your hands around the leg. Letting the left leg fully relaxed after you've found a good elongation where you can keep your leg. Maybe you have your leg bent and your foot flat on the floor. Enjoying a pretty deep hip flexor rearrangement, health benefits of just letting that hip flexor be fully relaxed. And we have another 5 breaths here. Just kind of surrendering into the shape and form of the body. And slowly switching to the second side by bending your left knee in and releasing the right foot down, maybe moving the hips a little bit side to side or lifting off the block or putting something soft underneath if you were flat on the floor. Bring your left leg in and maybe your right foot stays on the floor, and this is a perfect thigh opening stretch right here for the right side. If there is more, then we just can kind of elongate your right leg out and get that nice flush all the way down the leg, from the hips, from the rib cage, really all the way. Interlace your hands in a comfortable place or use a strap if needed. Bringing health to the flow, to the chi of our stomach meridian that runs alongside the spleen meridian. They both work together to break down nutrients to be absorbed out to our body for vitality, for health. We want to help them out by just doing a couple of yin yoga poses now and then. It's so easy. And then we are just helping our meridians to flow in a healthy way by keeping the layers of the fascia, connective tissue, nice and clear and free and open. We have about another 10 breaths here. Relaxing all muscles, bypassing the muscles, just letting the pose, the stretch go in towards the deeper layers. Three more breaths. And slowly release your leg down. And give yourself just one big, both legs out. Whether you're on the block or off the block, a full body stretch. Right side, left side. And then from here, we're going to come into our final pose. Second to final pose, Shavasana, and then we'll sit together. So get yourself comfortable into your Shavasana with blankets or what you might have to feel comfortable to lay down for about 3 minutes. Get comfortable with your sacrum flat on the floor. Get comfortable with the flow from the top of the head through the eye areas and down the front side of the body, all the way down towards the front of our toes. Breathing health and vitality to all parts of the body. Enjoy 10 more breaths here. Letting all the layers relax. And slowly start to move your toes and your fingers, bending your knees in and coming over to one side up to a comfortable seat where we get to close our Yin Yoga practice up that we have dedicated to our stomach meridian that is asking us, maybe not the meridian, but I think the stomach is always asking us to always eat healthy, prana filled, health and vitality filled, real whole foods as much as we can when we do grab for those foods. I think that would really help the stomach meridian and the chi of flow in the body and the energy that feeds all of that. So let's meditate on that for another 3 minutes, about 20 breaths. Bringing in the awareness for healthy, digestible whole foods for our stomach. Just sitting nice and tall on the sit bones. And gently bringing the hands to the heart. Closing our practice with an O together. If you like to join me, we join our voices. Take a nice big inhale. Thank you for joining me for this Yin Yoga for our stomach meridian that goes very well together with the previous video with the spleen meridian. They run in pairs together. And the next meridian up in our series, the pair, is kidney and bladder. So I'm excited about that, and I hope to see you for those as well. Have a fantastic day, and go and grab a whole food that is easily digestible for our stomach. It will thank you, and I thank you. Namaste.